Well, listen,
Yeah.
I want to start by asking you kind of a question that you ask a lot of your guests, but there's a little twist on it. So the question is, what is your first musical memory? But the twist is, since we're on Cypher and this is hip-hop, what is your first hip-hop memory?
All right. I like that twist. Okay, so the first one that comes to mind, this isn't my first ever memory. I'll give you the first ever memory. It's probably just sitting in a car listening to Eminem music. I mean,
Nice.
Like,
That's a good
I can't
one, though.
go
That's
wrong
a
with
good
that.
one.
You
That's a
know,
good
yeah.
one.
Oddly enough, we're actually sitting in the car. It was myself and my mom like, why don't you listen to this music more? I was like, Mom, do you even hear what he's saying? And I was like 7 years old at the time. But whatever, that was fun. But what stood out more and more impactful in the hip hop space for me was actually attending a concert, a Dax. It wasn't a concert, it was a show in a very small, dungy cavern. But it was fun and it was intimate. And I recently came off of, I had knee surgery a couple of weeks earlier. So I just got off my crutches. So I really wasn't moving around. I was just there to really take in the experience because I admired what he was doing, his energy, and I wanted to ultimately use that as an experience to learn and then apply it to my own practice down the road whenever I do start performing. So that, I would say, is the most meaningful, greatest memory that I have in hip-hop so far.
Wow, I love that. I love the live memory of it. You know what I mean? Like of a show or something like that. Like sometimes I get asked about country music. It's not my favorite style of music, admittedly, but I went to this one country concert a long time ago, and I had the best time because it was live and it was about the experience, you know?
Yep.
I think music is really, really missing that lately with COVID, you know? And I know, right? We just sink our heads, kind of. I'm interested to know from your perspective, you know, what direction do you think the music industry is headed, kind of post-COVID? You know, once shows start to come back, do you think the landscape is going to go back to what we were used to, or do you think it's changed more permanently after this?
I think that there are a couple of permanent changes that we will see in terms of people being more aware of their cleanliness. However, we're social beings. I mean, we will cluster once again. You're already seeing it across different cities. Like, people aren't really hesitating to going back to that because, that's human nature. We need that almost sense of connection. But we're going to see those festivals open up, at least in my opinion. We're going to see them open up, but we're still going to see the virtual aspects of them. And there are going to be a lot of different ways to, really integrate the experience for people anywhere around the world that can be almost immersive, if you will. Like, you can be sitting backstage, and what I'm seeing is, a virtual pop-up, and people are performing in your living room. So you can get that experience from home, but you can also be there seeing it live, which adds a different element to it, which I think is fascinating, truly fascinating. When are we going to get there? That's hard to say because we've got different governments doing different things, different people telling different narratives. So that's at least where I want to go. I think that'd be fascinating.
I think that's good. I think that is good. I think you're definitely right. It's going to have to be some crossover.